Hey guys, David Crowther here with Men's Survival Guide to Women, and today I want to talk to you about the myth of numbers. So you see this in films, movies, all that kind of stuff all the time. A guy goes up, he talks to a girl that's quote unquote out of his league, and the next moment he's walking away with a number and a big smile on his face, and it's like, yeah, now it's gonna happen. Then we come back to reality, because when that happens to us, a number doesn't mean anything. It's it's just a complete waste of digital memory in the modern day, because a number really can be given for any reason, and that can be to get rid of you, because she does like you at that moment but she won't the next day, or because she really does like you and she wants to hang out, but that doesn't mean that, she necessarily wants to go ahead and become your girlfriend or date you. So with that in mind, the number doesn't mean anything. What does? Well, the answer is that when we put too much emphasis on getting the number, what we're really doing is telegraphing a very, very important thing to her, which is, I have an agenda. I want something for you, and the first step to that is getting the number, and nothing else really matters, because that furthers my agenda. I'm sure anyone listening to this has been on the reciprocal end of a bad sales pitch. One of those telemarketing calls where they're reading a bad script, and you're just like, they want my money, they want to give me this shitty thing in return, or something I don't even care about, and they don't care about me as a person. And, of course, that's way worse when that's something the guy wants is sex. And this is the key thing. Your focus should never be on getting the number. It should never be on getting an outcome. Your focus should be on her and creating a really great connection. Because ultimately, that's what's going to be the difference between having an abundance of women to pick from in your life and picking the one that you think is absolutely, the best compatible match for you, versus just having a lot of women go, yeah, that guy's out looking for sex. So what are the key steps to getting a number that actually has, some momentum behind it, has some connection? Well, the first thing is she has to be attracted to you. Now, I'm not saying she has to be like, oh my god, this is like the best guy ever. No, she just has to really think there's a spark there, there's a connection. And there are two really important things to doing this. One is that at some level, you are a little bit sexual with her. Now I'm going to be very clear here that you don't have to actually, and you probably shouldn't, make out with the girl to be sexual, because that generally backfires, because the next day, she's like, oh, he made out with me, that means that when he sees me, he's going to think, oh, we're going to hook up, and blah, blah, and it starts to, have her weigh against you, because she really thinks that, and this is because most men do this, that really you're going to be after one thing the next time you guys meet up. So generally what we mean by that is we mean you being a bit flirty, having a little bit of sexual innuendo, telling her things like, oh, you're a bad girl, don't make me come over there. Stuff like that just kind of sets that very flirtatious tone. Generally, verbally being sexual is a lot better when you meet a girl than being physically, because it heightens things. It creates that sexual tension. Making out generally releases sexual tension because you're actually doing the act, and it kind of, especially if you're in a bar, a club, or on a date somewhere, you're not in a situation where that tension can be released in any real way other than the making out. And it doesn't generally build, whereas sexual stuff leaves a lot more to the imagination. And when, there's that whole thing where if you see a girl naked, as you see in a very alluring outfit, it can be more exciting for her to wear that alluring outfit. That's why all these what's the company I'm thinking of? Victoria's Secret has all these sexy clothes, because it turns on a lot more to have something left to the imagination. And there's no difference here. So you have to have that sexual spark. If you're not putting that in, you're going to get a lot of female friends. But more than that, you have to be able to tell the girl why you like her more than her looks. And this is so huge, because the next day, or whenever she's thinking about whether she should text you back, she's going to be like, wait, why does this guy want to hang out with me? What's his actual reason? Is there a motive here? And this might not be something a woman's thinking on a conscious level, but it's definitely something that, again, guys who have done this before, have been, terrible standards, have, just been all about getting sex. And she's going to, quite rightly protect herself from that. So why do you like? Are you finding out like what's really cool about this girl other than her looks? What it is you really do like about her, why she's a cool and unique person. If not, then you're going to have very little success with the numbers you get. Just so little. And then the final one is, of the three, like on a base, very, very base level, why you? What does she know about you that would lead her to believe that you're a cool person, that she should spend time with you? And not just a cool person, because I guarantee you, if a girl has, an iota of sex appeal, she's meeting cool guys all the time. A woman, in any big city, she walks around and she's meeting cool guys all the time. So it's got to be more than just, you being cool. It's got to be a way that you're grounded. It's got to be who you really are and why you're such an endearing and what's the word I'm looking for? Compelling, a really compelling person. Because once she knows who you are and she could actually picture you as a real person, not just another cool guy, she's going to be much more compelled to kind of come into reality and see if you two are a good match. So I'm going to recap those real quick. You have to be attracted to each other, and there has to be a little bit of sexual attraction and a little bit of sparks flying. You have to know what's cool about her, why you like her, and she has to know why you like her, right? That's the specific thing. If you know but she doesn't, she might just assume that you want sex again. And you have to be able to display that you have, really cool personality and you have your shit together. One caveat to that is the younger you are, the less you have to have your shit together. Like college kids, you're not expected to have your shit together when you're communicating with the opposite sex. You're meant to be figuring it out. But if you're in your 40s, you should have figured it out, right? Women aren't going to really be that into the guy that's still like trying to figure out his life and living in his mom's basement. Enough said. So if you're getting a lot of numbers that you text the girl and she never texts you back, she's not interested, and you're getting that consistently, you want to look into these three areas and say, what am I missing? When I'm communicating with women, what am I not doing? What am I not showing them? Because without any one of these three things, there's a good chance you're kind of playing on a limited field compared to someone who can show these three things and develop these three things with someone they've met. Thank you so much for listening. I've been David Crowder. This is Men's Love Guide to Women. If you enjoyed this episode, then feel free to go to Facebook, Men's Love Guide to Women, like us. We're at survivewomen.com. Hopefully the website's up by the time this is out. And you can also go ahead and submit questions you might have on any aspect of meeting women to dave@survivewomen.com.